Immigration is a major issue facing the United States. While we have been talking about it for a number of years, now it's the time to act. We need comprehensive immigration reform now. We urge you to contact a senator or congressman telling them they need to pass the legislation making comprehensive immigration reform happen in 2015.
The reason why we need immigration reform is so that we can give the same rights to immigrants that U.S. citizens have because we are human beings. Even though immigrants are not U.S. citizens, they work just as hard or even harder than U.S. citizens. They need the chance and benefits of being citizens in the United States. Immigrants want to give their families and themselves a better life like everyone else, so why don't we give them a chance to do that?
One of the things that should be in the comprehensive immigration reform in 2015 is that there should be an easy pathway to citizenship put in place for people who pass criminal background checks. The reason we should have an easy pathway to citizenship is because there are over 11 million illegal immigrants living here in the United States, and they all did the hard, treacherous journey of getting here. The immigrants have worked so hard getting here to get a better life for themselves and their families. The immigrants are most likely not going back to their home country, and if they get deported, it's most likely that the person is coming back. So, it would be a better decision for the immigrants and our economy if we make an easy pathway to citizenship. For example, what the Executive Office of the President says. Today, there are 11 million undocumented immigrants living and working in the child's economy. At the same time, too many employers hire undocumented workers, undercutting businesses that play by the rules. Neither is good for the economy or the country, meaning that mostly all immigrants are being paid under the table so the government doesn't get income tax. Creating an easy pathway to citizenship will help the economy because over 11 million people will pay taxes, boosting our economy.
Another thing that should be covered in comprehensive immigration reform in 2015 is to hire more court judges and lawyers. The reason why this should happen is because most immigrants do not have the money to represent themselves during their court hearing for deportation, because a lawyer's fee usually costs $500 to $1,500. The government should have to provide a lawyer if an immigrant cannot provide one for themselves, so they can fight to stay in this country and keep providing for themselves and their families. Like what Lawyers.com says, you have the right to defend yourself against deportation or removal from the United States. If immigration officials discover that you are living in the country illegally, you have the right to a hearing. The government cannot simply send you home without one. You also have the right to an attorney, but the government does not have to pay for one on your behalf. Even though it says the government does not have to provide an attorney for an undocumented immigrant, the government should, because they provide lawyers for criminals. Why don't they provide one for immigrants? There should also be more court judges hired because there are too many trials and deportations of immigrants, that there are just not enough judges to put the right amount of time into a case. For example, what the Washington Post in Arlington Immigration Court said about Judge Lawrence Berman. He had 26 cases listed on his morning docket in Arlington Immigration Court, 26 decisions to make before lunchtime about the complicated future for undocumented immigrants in the United States. One man had to make decisions for 26 different people on if they get to keep on living their lives in just a few hours. That is not the correct amount of time that should be put into a case.
One more issue that should be in the comprehensive immigration reform in 2015 is to give immigrants the chance to have many federal benefits like food stamps, cash welfare assistance, medical, and federal subsidized housing. Many immigrants are living in poverty, so they need the support of the federal benefits to live successful lives, especially the elderly, for example. Our NBC News said, to survive, many of these seniors are left with little choice but to keep working low-wage, often physical demanding jobs, street vending, cleaning houses, or working as home caregivers for the rest of their lives. In most cases, the reason that they need to keep on doing these demanding jobs is because if they don't, they will have no money for food or rent. And so with all of the help of food stamps and other materials, the seniors can't stop working as much and still be able to take care of themselves.
Write or email your senator and tell them to move on these immigration reforms. Don't know who your senator is? Then go to the link that is at the bottom of the page so that you can make a difference in immigration reform.